Emperor prestige enveloped them. Everyone had difficulty breathing, and their hands and feet were cold. At this time, regardless of the level of cultivation, regardless of age, in front of the power of the Emperor prestige, any strong person seems to have become a 3-year-old child. This discovery made them horrified and terrified, and then they realized what the starry sky great Emperor was like, and how high the presence is. The Emperor prestige alone has such a mighty power. If the great Emperor is still alive, only a single thought can crush everyone present. That is definitely beyond the level of the Void King realm. Fortunately, the power of the Emperor prestige did not last for a long time. After about a stick of incense time, the invisible power gradually faded until it disappeared completely. The sound of big breathing came out one after another. Everyone's face is not very different. Everyone's face looks awkward, with a lingering fears. Without waiting for everyone to take a breath, the change started again. A buzzing sound that rang through the world came from the Emperor Garden, deafening. "What's the matter?" someone exclaimed with a bitter face. The threefold changes today really made them terrified, for fear that something bad would happen to the Emperor Garden. Looking up, they saw that where the Emperor Garden was located, a beam of light was shot out, seeming to fall straight down in a slow and steady manner. The beam of light has only the thickness of an arm, but it seems to contain the power of destroying the world, making people unable to look straight. Xianxia's expression turned pale in an instant. Because this unpredictable beam of light is lacing in the direction of his own Dragon Cave Mountain. The Emperor Garden has been suspended directly above Dragon Cave Mountain, and this beam of light also falls straight down to it, and Dragon Cave Mountain bears the brunt at this moment. It cannot be avoided at all. Although the mountain guarding formation is great, and there are many internal restrictions, but if Xianxia want to resist this beam of light, Xianxia has no confidence. Under the anxious look he glanced at Yang Yan in a hurry. He saw that she also looked depressed, and immediately knew things are not good. In the blink of an eye, the attention that came from the Emperor Garden and the Guardian formation of Dragon Cave Mountain touched together, which could prevent more than 30 Void Return Stage Master from violently attacking the big formation that has not been broken for 2 days and nights. The light barrier is actually like snowflakes under the scorching sun, and dissolve quickly. Silently. A hole was pierced through the mountain guard formation, and the color of the light barrier flashed wildly, and it instantly became dim. Immediately, the beam of light fell somewhere in Dragon Cave Mountain, suddenly disappeared. Faintly, there is a good wave of energy coming from there. Countless eyes glanced towards Dragon Cave Mountain. Their personal expressions were different and suspicious. Some are puzzled, some are greedy, some are jealous. No matter what the beam of light was, it was lacing out of the Emperor Garden, but there was no doubt that it was seen by everyone, and at this moment, after the beam of light disappeared, it seemed that something was left behind. Everyone wants to know what it is. Is it a treasure or the entrance to the Emperor Garden? No matter what it is, it makes people feel jealous and makes people want to see what is going on. The appearance of this beam of light makes Dragon Cave Mountain once again become the focus of attention. At this moment, the guarding formation of Dragon Cave Mountain had been broken. If there weren't a woman surnamed Yi standing there with phoenix eyes, the scene would have been chaotic long ago, and it could barely maintain a balance just because of the deterrence of the woman surnamed Yi. But no one can guarantee how long it can deter them. After all, this time the matter is very important. The woman surnamed Yi is alone. No matter how strong she is, she can't stop everyone. The woman surnamed Yi seemed to be aware of what was wrong, and invisible power radiated from her tender body. The seemingly weak tender body stood there, but she seemed to have an aura of being a man. Xianxia's eyes twitched, his mouth full of bitterness. The situation has developed into this way. No one can think of it. For the present, we must either retreat and let these powerful people go to Dragon Cave Mountain to see what there, and satisfy their curiosity, or forcefully block them and not allow anyone to enter the mountain. To occupy the things left by the beam of light alone, apart from that, there is no other way to choose. It is impossible to stop. The tigers can't stand the pack of wolves. With a woman surnamed Yi alone, how can they stop the impact of so many powerful people present? Avoidance is not Xianxia's style. Others are curious about what is left behind after the beam of light disappears. He is also curious. Observing their words and watching their expressions, seeing the eyes of the powerhouses of the major forces converge, and they looked like they were ready to move, Xianxia knew that he had to make a choice, otherwise he would lose the initiative once they waited for them to act first. Thinking of this, Xianxia moved his mind and spoke to the woman surnamed Yi. The latter raised her eyebrows, revealing a look of surprise, and then nodded lightly. The two opinions have just reached a consensus. Mo Xiaosheng of the Battle Sky Union over there can no longer restrain his curiosity. He took a step forward and clasped his fist solemnly. Senior Sister Yi. Before he finished his words, the woman surnamed Yi raised her eyebrows and screamed, "Don't even think about it." At the same time, Xianxia shook his body and quickly retreated. While his figure was blurred, a layer of ripples appeared in the surrounding space. The power of space force. Mo Xiaosheng narrowed his eyes and stared at Xianxia's gradually dissipating figure in amazement. As the great elder of the Battle Sky Union, Mo Xiaosheng also cultivated the power of space force, so he was very concerned about the fluctuation of this power, and more sensitive than anyone else. Seeing that Xianxia did not hesitate to use the power of space force to withdraw, he instantly understood what idea he was playing. While surprised that Xianxia mastered the power of space force so skillfully, he shouted wildly, "Kid, you dare!" He was really afraid of the woman surnamed Yi, but apart from this woman, no one else in Dragon Cave Mountain was regarded by him at all. A Saint King Xianxia actually wanted to get ahead in front of so many powerful people. How could he tolerate it? While speaking, Mo Xiaosheng stepped out likewise, his figure gradually blurred. Like Xianxia, he also used the power of space force. "Come out for me." The woman surnamed Yi shouted tenderly, stretched out her hand and shook it fiercely towards a certain place in the void. The spiritual energy of the heaven and earth there suddenly shrank, and a figure staggered out there. It is the horrified elder of the Battle Sky Union. He didn't seem to expect that the methods of the woman surnamed Yi were so powerful that even his own methods could be easily broken. The weak balance and tranquility were broken by Xianxia and Mo Xiaosheng. The powerhouses were already gazing at Dragon Cave Mountain. They wanted to get in for a closer look. Seeing this opportunity, why would they hesitate? They showed their own skills one after another and rushed towards the place where the beam of light fell. "Don't even think about going anywhere." The woman surnamed Yi shook her body, and the light flickered. An oil lamp-like artifact appeared out of thin air, floating in front of her. Soon this woman stretched out a hand and swept it on the wick. The flame glowing with blue light was pinched by her fingertips, and with a flick of her finger, the blue flame flower flew forward at an extremely fast speed. The blue fire grows in the wind, and the next moment it turns into a giant bird that is more than 10 feet long and looks majestic and powerful. The giant bird opened its mouth, and flames the size of a pot spouted out of the mouth, covering the earth, flying towards the crowd. "Bone-eroding fire lamp!" The more knowledgeable person exclaimed. His complexion changed greatly, and he hurriedly offered his strongest defensive artifact to guard him. But when the words "bone-eroding fire lamp" were yelled out, the others looked like they were shocked and backed away, not daring to stay still. The name of bone-eroding fire lamp is too big, and it is one of the few Void King-class artifacts on Shadowed Star. This level of artifact cannot be refined at all with the level of artifact refining expert on the Shadowed Star. They are all passed down from ancient times, and they are unpredictable. The bone-eroding fire from this artifact cannot be contaminated at all. Once contaminated, no matter how high the cultivation base is, they will inevitably fall. Although the woman surnamed Yi is alone with this artifact, her own strength is not far from that of the Void King realm. Who would dare to anger her at this time? For a while, many strong men were ashamed and panicked, hiding in embarrassment, and the scene was extremely lively. However, even though the woman surnamed Yi is good enough, she cannot deal with so many powerful people at once, and there are many enemies with the same realm as her. It is also very strenuous for her, and her face pales slightly after the blow. With her realm cultivation level, utilizing this Void King grade artifact is also very burdensome. Miss Yi, are you really going to be enemies with so many of us? Cheng Pengxuan of Thunder Typhoon Sect looked at the woman surnamed Yi with an ugly expression, and asked in a deep voice. The woman surnamed Yi glanced at him faintly and said coldly, "If you stand still, this palace master will naturally not trouble you, but if you dare to break into this mountain, ask this palace master if you can bear the consequences." What a big tone. Could it be that Missy really thought I was squeezed in the mud? Mo Xiaosheng also stood up with a gloomy expression. Just now, he wanted to chase Yang but was interrupted by this woman. He felt that his face suffered a big loss and will never give up. This palace master is not muddy, and I don't want to say the same thing a second time. The woman surnamed Yi was extremely tough. Mo Xiaosheng and Cheng Pingxuan looked at each other and nodded lightly. Although the two of them don't usually deal with each other and have fought for countless years, they naturally have to stand on the same front at this time, and because they are quite familiar with each other, they can know what the other party is thinking with just a glance. That's the case, the old man is offended. Mo Xiaosheng let out a long scream, and suddenly a short ruler appeared in his hand. The short ruler was dark and inconspicuous, but when Mo Xiaosheng poured Saint Qi into it, this short ruler exuded shocking energy fluctuations, turned into a stream of light, and blasted towards the woman surnamed Yi. At the moment when Mo Xiaosheng made a move, Cheng Pingxuan also made a move. There are many greed and dreams, so how could they be willing to be blocked by the woman surnamed Yi? They all want to break through her defense and break into Dragon Cave Mountain to explore the secrets, so their most powerful artifact and the most powerful means of attack are shot. What Cheng Pingxuan sacrificed was a big seal artifact, which turned into a behemoth and pressed it down at the woman surnamed Yi. Xianxia of the Demon Blood Sect, the Feng Lady of the 10,000 Beast Mountain, and the Void Return stage of various other factions, unwilling to be left alone, one after another joined the attack sequence without hesitation. To be continued.